With Manchester City signing every player Newcastle is scouting.
He copied my whole fucking flow.
That's kissed me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar.
It seems Newcastle has the best scouting recruitment. So today we'll discuss Newcastle's secret master transfer plan.
Okay. Show me.
From discussing the forward Newcastle could potentially sign, to revealing the secret details behind a bid submitted in Spain, to unveiling the Newcastle transfer development coming out of Scotland. Plus, what's the latest development regarding Garang Kuol? As per join us, as we'll break it all down. Also, according to YouTube stats, only about 6% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you like this video or just realized that you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. You can always unsubscribe later. It's free. Enjoy the video.
Let's go.
So starting off, Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest are both keen to sign Baris Alpert Yimaz, the Galatasaray forward, this month. With Miguel Almiron potentially leaving for the MLS, Newcastle is actively seeking a winger, and Yilmaz has emerged as a strong candidate. The 24-year-old has been in fine form for Galatasaray this season, netting 11 goals in 28 appearances, including 10 in the Super League. He has also earned 24 caps for Turkey, showcasing his talent on an international stage. According to TBR Football's chief correspondent Graham Bailey, both Newcastle and Nottingham Forest are serious about acquiring Yilmaz, who is versatile enough to play on either flank or through the middle. Eddie Howe sees Yilmaz as a potential replacement for Almiron, should the latter depart. Several Premier League clubs have been tracking Yilmaz over the past year, and it appears that the time may be right for him to make the move to England. West Ham has also shown interest, but Newcastle and Forest are currently leading the pursuit. It is believed that Yilmaz would cost around £25 to £30 million, a figure reported by sources in Turkey. Notably, Yilmaz has been taking English lessons, signaling his readiness for a new challenge. Yilmaz's performances at the Euros last summer caught the attention of Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk, who praised his work rate and skill. Van Dijk noted, "He is a difficult player for every defender, a really important player." TBR Football's chief correspondent Graham Bailey also reported that Newcastle United has been monitoring Ernest Nuamah. Bailey noted that Ernest Nuamah, the winger, has been on Newcastle's radar. "Ernest Nuamah has been on Newcastle's radar," he said. "I don't think they have progressed it recently, but he is available this month. I don't think he is top of the list by any stretch of the imagination, but he is one who Newcastle have admired. They still like him, but the problem is he is more of a work in progress, rather than someone who could hit the ground running." While he is available this month, Bailey believes Nuamah is not viewed as a priority signing. Nuamah is considered more of a work in progress, and there are concerns about whether he could make an immediate impact at St. James's Park. On the other hand, Graham Bailey believes it could be different for Baris Alpert Yimaz. "Yilmaz is different," he said. "He's a fascinating player. I think he ticks a lot of boxes for Newcastle. He can play anywhere across the front three and is a very clever footballer. He's a good age. The belief is that you could get him for £30 million or less this month. Galatasaray are willing to do a deal. He's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Nottingham Forest have looked, and there are others in the Premier League too. He's a name that I think will come up in the final days of the window, but I think he is a consideration for Newcastle. I think he could make an impact, and he offers that versatility." Overall, while Nuamah is still admired by the club, Yilmaz seems to be a more appealing option for an immediate January signing as Newcastle seeks to bolster its attacking options. Then moving on, Newcastle United appears to be eyeing another Brentford player alongside Bryan Mbeumo, as the club considers its options for the upcoming summer transfer window. While it seems increasingly probable that Newcastle may not make any signings this month, the focus is shifting to potential reinforcements for the summer. In addition to Mbeumo, Newcastle scouts have been impressed by defender Sepp van den Berg. The 23-year-old Dutchman, who made a £25 million move from Liverpool last summer, has shown versatility by playing as a right-sided centre-back, left-back and right-back under Brentford manager Thomas Frank. His strong performances this season, as well as during previous loan spells at Mainz and Schalke, have caught the attention of Newcastle's recruitment team. Steve Nixon, Newcastle's head of recruitment, was reportedly present at Brentford's 2-2 draw with Manchester City to evaluate both Mbeumo and van den Berg. The defender is also attracting interest from Bayer Leverkusen, highlighting his rising profile in European football. With uncertainty surrounding the futures of Fabian Schär and Jamal Lascelles, both of whom are out of contract at the end of the season, Newcastle is keen to bolster its defensive options. While Schär is likely to sign an extension, he is 33 years old, and a long-term replacement has been sought for some time. Lascelles, on the other hand, may be released given his prolonged recovery from ACL surgery. So as Newcastle navigates a potentially quiet January, the groundwork for a more active summer transfer window is being laid, with Berg emerging as a key target for defensive reinforcements. Talking about groundwork, Newcastle United is reportedly preparing for a potential summer move in Lille's Jonathan David, a long-term target for the club. According to reports, a high-level Newcastle official was also spotted at Lille's recent match against Nice, signaling the club's intent to position itself to secure David's signature as he approaches the end of his contract. David, who has been linked to Newcastle for some time, is set to become a free agent this summer, attracting interest from several top European clubs, including Chelsea, Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Manchester United. This season, he has made a significant impact with 17 goals and 7 assists in 30 appearances, including 4 goals in 6 Champions League matches. With Callum Wilson's future uncertain, David could serve as a potential replacement if Wilson departs. However, the question remains whether David would be willing to play second fiddle to Alexander Isak, unless Newcastle manager Eddie Howe has plans to utilize both strikers in a complementary attack. Lille's president, Olivier Letang, has confirmed that the club will not entertain any January offers for David, prioritizing their pursuit of Champions League qualification. Letang emphasized that they are content to keep David for the remainder of the season, even if it means losing him for free later on. He stated, "We are not going to sell him in January. Jonathan loves Lille, which is his club." As Newcastle looks ahead to the summer transfer window, David is certainly one to watch, though they will face stiff competition for his signature. Then it also seems that Newcastle United is expanding its scouting efforts in Scotland, with a particular focus on Celtic's right-wing star Nicolas Kuhn. According to the Chronicle, senior scouts from Newcastle have also been tasked with monitoring Kuhn, who has had an impressive season, scoring 16 goals and providing 11 assists. His standout performances have helped propel Celtic to the top of the Scottish Premier League, and he also made a mark in the Champions League with a brace against RB Leipzig. Kuhn, 25, is under contract until 2029 and is believed to be available for a transfer fee in the range of £20 to £25 million. With at least 90 minutes of live observation on Kuhn, there may be a chance to negotiate a deal before the end of January. However, Newcastle's main targets, including Johan Bakayoko, Brian Mbeumo, and Dibling, are expected to be pursued in the summer instead. In terms of Dibling, there has been a recent development. According to Sky Sports News, Southampton has set a price tag of at least £55 million for Dibling, indicating that they will only consider offers at that level during this transfer window. Despite this, the club prefers to retain the 18-year-old until the summer. While Newcastle currently lacks the funds for major signings in January, they may face competition from other clubs if any choose to meet Southampton's asking price. However, Newcastle is unlikely to be that club this month, even with the financial boost anticipated from Miguel Almiron's impending departure. If Newcastle were to sign Dibling at the reported price, he would become one of the club's most expensive signings, tied with Sandro Tonali at £55 million, while Alexander Isak holds the record at £63 million. Although Newcastle has shown interest in Dibling, it seems more probable that they will wait until the summer to pursue him, as their current financial situation does not allow for such a significant expenditure in January. So, with that said, it seems Newcastle's transfer plan is to focus on a more significant recruitment effort after the upcoming PSR deadline on June 30th in the summer transfer window. And despite losing Abdulkadir Kusanov and Juma Ba, players they had scouted, to Manchester City, it appears Newcastle has a robust scouting system and a good eye for great players. Now, it's all about short-term pain for more sustainable long-term success. Although it doesn't completely rule out a January signing, for now, it seems Newcastle is looking at the bigger picture. As fans, we may be playing checkers while our club is playing chess. But could be the rare January signing be on its way? This is because Newcastle United has reportedly made a significant move to sign Villarreal's Alex Baena, activating his €60 million release clause. This development comes as manager Eddie Howe seeks to enhance his squad with a quality midfielder to support the attack, regardless of whether Alexander Isak remains at St. James Park. Baena, a 23-year-old attacking midfielder, is considered one of the most promising young talents in Europe. His performances in La Liga have garnered attention, as he recorded 2 goals and 14 assists last season, and has already contributed 4 goals and 5 assists this term. His versatility allows him to play effectively on both wings, making him an attractive option for Newcastle as they aim to solidify their position in the Premier League. However, Newcastle will face stiff competition for Baena's signature, with Nottingham Forest and Bayern Munich also expressing interest. Bayern, in particular, could pose a significant challenge, as they are likely to offer Champions League football, which may be a decisive factor for Baena. While activating the release clause is a promising step for Newcastle, the competition from other clubs could complicate their pursuit. If successful, Baena could become a key player for Howe's side in their quest to establish themselves as a top-tier club in England. But as for me personally, I do not trust Spanish reports. Considering that Newcastle is reportedly unable to spend the large amounts mentioned in the clause, it seems these reports are inaccurate, in other words.
This is fake news.
Then, according to Keith Downey of Sky Sports News, Newcastle defender Alex Murphy has joined League One side Bolton Wanderers on loan for the remainder of the season. While according to Fabrizio Romano, Newcastle goalkeeper Odysseas Vlachodimos has turned down a formal bid from Al-Shabaab, his preference is to stay in Europe. Then, Newcastle United's under-21 team bounced back from a weekend defeat with a big win at Gateshead, helping them qualify for the quarter-finals of the National League Cup as Group C winners. There were a few familiar names in action at the GIS, featuring Aussie talent Garang Kuol, former Man City player Alfie Harrison, ex-AC Milan centre-back Cathal Heffernan, and England youth right-back Leo Shahar. Kuol has faced challenges recently, struggling with injuries and a few unsuccessful loan spells, but the 20-year-old made a significant impact in this match. He scored from the spot after winning a penalty and set up the 4th goal with some brilliant wing play, leading to Darren Palmer's header. He really showed some flashes of genuine quality, as he is now starting to find his feet at Newcastle, following a difficult spell of injury problems and unfortunate loan moves. Harrison also showcased his skill with a tidy finish early on, while Gateshead-born 19-year-old Josh Donaldson capitalized on Johnny Emerson's low cross to make it 2-1. It was a dominant midfield performance from the 19-year-old technician. Rory Finneran also made his debut as a substitute. The 16-year-old, who joined from Blackburn last summer, has now been promoted from the under-18 squad, following the loan departure of fellow midfielder Travis Hearns. After the 4-2 victory, Kuol, speaking to the club's official site, said, "I thought the boys played well, and it's a reflection of the hard work the lads put in for weeks. We need to keep building and hopefully keep winning in this competition. I feel I could have scored more tonight, but I just want to keep working and training hard. Hopefully more chances will come, and I find that consistency of hitting the back of the net. It feels very good to be training consistently, and I feel this has been a very important period for me, physically developing. As an attacking player, you're wanting to be scoring or assisting in matches to help the team, and ultimately that's my goal. I want to help the team as much as possible and keep finding confidence in front of goal. For now, Kuol probably needs another loan move, hopefully this time the right one, to help his development at senior level. But it's good to see the former A-League star fit again and impressing. Then finally, in a massive development, if you would want to know the recent Fabrizio Romano Newcastle transfer exclusive, as he has confirmed huge deal to be on, click the video link on screen now.